Hey folks, this is Billy DKY, the truth seeker that simplifies and demystifies. Today we're going to be talking about conquering your mind. So how is your mind conquered? Your mind is conquered in small ways. You should never do anything big trying to conquer your mind. You just want to do baby steps. Find those little bitty problems that you say, you know what, that's a little bitty problem. I could actually work on that one. That's where you start. You never try to focus on big problems. Always focus on the little bitty ones. And if you do that, they'll accumulate over time, just like a tree does. Notice how a tree grows. Just baby steps. It doesn't destroy what it built. It just grows on top of it and just keeps on growing. That's what we're doing here. If you'll do baby steps, never underestimate baby steps. If you just do baby steps, they'll accumulate. And where those big problems, they're like this, you'll just start chipping away at them until they're nothing. Okay. Like you get that. Understanding precedes conquering. You need to understand what's going on. So if you have a little problem here, you gotta say, okay, maybe it takes some time to figure out what's going on. But think about it. Look into it. Investigate it. If you look into it, you'll figure it out. It's not impossible to figure out. Problem is, you don't want to focus on that one. You want to focus on the big ones. So I'll give you an example, sort of how it's going on here. This is not meant to be an intellectual argument. This is just to give you some basic ideas of how your mind's wired, so you can, have a little bit of understanding. Maybe you can start conquering it. Okay, don't have to stand up for this one. Maybe just need to stand back. Okay, so notice here we've got, just a little bit, there we go. At the center is the ego. No problem, you don't start there because that's too big to handle. So notice over here, just a little bit more, there we go. So we got ego, and from ego, greed. You're thinking about yourself, so I want more for me. From greed comes impatience. So what you could do is, if you want to work on your ego, you don't start here, you start here by working on your impatience. And you wouldn't start here, you start here. You start working on being more patient, making yourself wait a little bit. Also, notice from greed, there's possessions. You can start by giving up some possessions. If you gave up possessions, you wouldn't be done because you'd still be greedy. You just got rid of the signs of it. But this is where you start. You start here. You start like on this one, ego, fear, and from fear anger comes from fear. Then from fear you have weapons. And also your ego, you're wanting to be important because you're self-centered. And then since you want to be important, you're ambitious. And then because you want to be important, you want all kinds of fancy things to make you feel important. So notice, you would not start in the center of this, nor would you start at any of the intermediate levels. You start here. You start by maybe getting rid of some of your weapons. Work on your anger. Do the positive training we talked about. Let up on your ambition a little bit. Quit trying to be so fancy. Go to the woods. See what you really need and what you don't, and try to bring the woods back with you. Okay, and then over here, like I say, quit trying. Don't be so impatient. Give up a few possessions. That's where you really start. And notice if you conquered all those outer circles, you're not done. No, now you got to take it deeper, and it'll take time for your mind to cope. And then boom, the ego's the last thing to go. It's not the first. And don't get caught up in the Zen thing. We're going to just go straight to the ego. Maybe you can do it, maybe you can't. It's a shot in the dark. I wouldn't waste my time. It's not following natural principles. I would avoid it like it's a black plague. Avoid it. If some of you can use it and you love it, that's fine. Do it. I wouldn't be caught up in it. I think it's a lot of ego about trying to conquer an ego. That's what it really winds up being. If you want to really do it, you follow natural principles. Just like if you're gonna do anything, you need to get in harmony with the natural principles. You don't go around trying to fight the natural principles. You don't go against the grain of the wood when you're cutting it. You know what I'm saying? You just don't. Just don't do it. It's a waste of time. Bunch of ego. Okay. Untangle your mind like you would a knot of ball of yarn. So I've got a ball of yarn here. Okay, so notice I've got a ball of yarn here. And I'm going to try to untangle it. So notice what I'm not going to do. I'm just not going to just start grabbing randomly and pulling. I'm going to try to find the end of it. Oh, look at there. I found the end of it. So now I'm going to try to untangle it. I'm pulling, pulling, pulling. Oh, heck. Oh, look, I'm starting to hit a knot. So what am I going to do? Am I going to just start yanking on it? No, I'm going to try to figure out what's going on. I'm going to be gentle with it and figure out where it's getting tangled up, loosened up a little bit, try to analyze it, look at it. Oh, look at there, and I'm finding a way out of it because I wasn't stupid and pulled hard on it. And I'm just untangling. You may not be able to see it, but I'm just gently untangling. And that's how you do it. That's how you untangle your mind, folks. You don't get forceful, try to force your will on your mind. You try to work. Like, here's where Christians have a big problem. Oh, you shouldn't be greedy. I'm just going to force greed out. No, that ain't how you do it. You understand it. You don't try to pretend you don't have it or try to force it down in your unconscious. It's still there. You want to really conquer it. I mean, and most people, here's what I see. Most people give up the outer ones, and they don't work on the inner ones. They think, oh, I'm done now. No, you ain't. You ain't even really started, hardly. You just barely started. Okay. And you might want to go back and pause on that and again, this is not exactly how your minds work. That's not what I'm trying to convey here. I'm trying to convey understanding. It's all interrelated. There's links between all these. I mean, it'd be too complicated if I really to try to get down into what's really going on. It would be different for everybody's mind. This is just basic concepts. I'm extracting from a reality a little bit to convey information. All creatures' minds are revealed by everything they do. If you want to understand the human mind, you don't have to cut it open and go read a book. Watch what people do. Everything they do leads back to something in here. If you watch any animals, everything they do leads back to something that happened in here, somewhere. If you understand everything they do and watch everything they do, you'll understand everything that goes on in there. So you don't necessarily, if you want to study the mind, you don't have to cut it open. In fact, you may not understand that much. The majority of understanding of what's going on in the mind is to watch what it does. Okay. Obstacles are what you see when you take your eyes off the go. A lot of you don't really want to conquer your mind. You don't want to confront yourself. That's fine. Don't do it. This ain't the videos you need to be watching if it's the way you are. This video is for people who really want to make progress. This ain't video for people who want to argue the psychological concepts and the maps that I put out. I really don't want to talk to you. I don't have no time nor patience for you. You irritate me because you don't really want to make progress. You just want to talk about it. You irritate me. Stay away from me. I don't want to have to put a mental ass whipping on you. Okay. Obstacles come from those who didn't reach the top. There's all kinds of people going to tell you can't be. No, you can't conquer your mind. That's crazy stuff. No, there's people out there there's somebody out there always doing what somebody else said is impossible. It ain't impossible. I'm doing it. There's been other people that do it. The Buddha did it. Lao Tzu did it. It can be done. The question is, do you want to do it? And are you patient enough to let it happen? So no, it's being done right now, and I'm doing it. And like I said, don't let anybody hold you back. Nobody. Even me. If I'm saying something you know is holding you back, drop it and go on. As always, I've got blogs you can look at upper right hand corner under the subscribe button in my picture. You can go click on those links to go there. And anyway, that's enough on that. Now think about what I've told you, and more importantly, go practice it. Good day, folks.